Serafina and I were at a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book. And
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
Proud of it.
Hold on, let me turn it.
I know who I'm working with over here.
Hello, boys and girls. How are you? I just want you to know that I'm here.
Right?
I'm at the end of the table. This may be the last words you'll hear from me for the next hour. So thank you for watching. Stephanie.
I literally knew that poor Hank was like, I'm going to just get a word in edgewise and then I'm going to leave it to the ladies.
Right. I'm going to go have breakfast.
You're you're outnumbered, my friend. Get back over here, Hank. This is not your typical Tuesday here at Mashpee TV. Normally we're in my home studios, but I thought, you know what, we need to spread out a little bit and come on over and visit Chris. And we got more microphones and equipment here just in case we needed to deal with that.
Chris needed a little entertainment on a Tuesday morning.
They needed a good laugh.
Absolutely. I agree. I couldn't agree anymore. We've got the Family Table Collaborative in the house. If you've never seen these human beings, then you've not been to an event in a while. We've got Jeni Wheeler, we've got Mary O'Keefe. Hank and I are really excited to talk to you about all of the fabulous things that you've been working on this year at Family Table Collaborative. This has been a steam engine this year. You've really stepped it up.
That's one phrase for it.
Yeah.
Woo,
Woo, woo, we're going.
Woo, full tilt ahead. Yeah, we've had a lot going on this year. The need is climbing, and really that's the objective, is making sure that can we listen to the community, can we address the needs as they come up, and that's what we try and do. Instead of just band-aids, we try and kind of build solutions. We're working with the different towns. I know you guys all know this, but like when people talk about Cape Cod, off Cape Cod, they talk about it as if we're like a neighborhood.
Yeah, right?
Sure. And they don't seem to understand that there's 15 different towns and governments, and that we're 5 times the length of Manhattan. They're just like, oh yeah, Cape Cod, that neighborhood down there.
It doesn't compute to people
No,
how
it
large and vast we are, and the people in every single town completely different.
Yes, exactly. And for the first time, we've been kind of, with COVID, we were mostly mid and upper, but we've been creeping kind of lower and lower. And this Thanksgiving,
Upper and upper.
Upper and upper. Yeah, I love how that happens. It's like lower, lower, upper.
Think of upper arm. So Cape Cod, your upper arm is the upper Cape is here. That's us.
But this Thanksgiving, we're actually launching our Lower Cape public distribution.
I love it.
We're preparing to what we are expecting to be about 2,500 meals to go out the door for Thanksgiving. And we will officially be serving all of Cape Cod, from Bourne and Falmouth all the way through P-Town.
That's an incredible amount of food, an incredible amount of volunteers, and an insane amount of organizing.
Yes, it is. We have good people. We have built what I like to call my favorite army. We have extraordinary volunteers. We always need more.
Yeah.
But we have over 550 active volunteers right now. And I think we'll see most of them the week of Thanksgiving.
You're going to need them. It's literally building your own army. It's perfect. Can you talk about Family Table Collaborative for people that don't know what it is that you do? I think they may have heard your name somewhere, and it might just be this thing that's somewhere and they don't know about it. So start from the
Sure.
beginning.
We'll try and keep it brief.
Right. Yeah. We're not doing origin story.
So we started as a rapid response to COVID. I was running a soup kitchen at the time, and Harry and I were working together with some cooking classes. Harry Henry is my co-founder.
I saw Harry yesterday at a meeting. I saw you in Zoom yesterday, Harry. Lovely.
He's one of the most amazing humans
He's
on
awesome.
the face of the planet. And at the same time that I called Harry and basically said, hey, we could be doing more. We should be doing more. We need to be doing more. And he was like, that's great, Jen. What's it look like? And I was like, I don't know. Please stand by.
Hold, please.
But the American Culinary Federation reached out to Harry at almost the same time and said, hey, we have all these restaurants closing. We have all this food that's going to go to waste. he directed them to me. Once we met, we kind of convened a board meeting and we were off to the races.
Yeah.
And they collected food all over Cape Cod. The Cape Codder loaned their kitchen and their kitchen team. Guaranteed Fresh loaned us their trucks and their drivers. And 2 weeks after COVID hit, we were distributing nutritious, delicious meals all over Cape, and mostly upper and mid Cape, but off the backs of refrigerated trucks. Fast forward a year later, the owners of Jason and Danielle Cisco, the owners of the Riverway Lobster House, approached us and said, we believe this property can do more for the community. We believe you're the right team to do this.
You have a home.
We have a home. And so 4.5 years ago now, we took over the Riverway Lobster House.
That blows my mind that it was that short time ago and what you've accomplished in that space. Actually, the first time I met and hung out with Hank and Mari was at the Family Table
That's
Collaborative,
right.
right when you had first started it.
Yeah, it was an event for Cape Cod Dining at Home and anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mari put on.
that was such a fun event. We need to do that again.
And that was the birth
Yes,
of COVID,
we
you know,
need that.
Yes.
these
That
things,
was before
these
my time.
great connections that came out of COVID where we were starting to talk about where our food is,
Yes.
how we get our food. We were forced to have those conversations because
Correct.
we've been just head down in the sand, moving forward. We just get this from the grocery store. We don't question anything. And this is really, you jumped right in when you saw an open.
And I honestly think that, with chaos and, kind of confusion also can bring opportunity.
For sure.
And one of the really great things that I think came out of COVID was more people actually trying to cook at home again.
Yeah.
And trying to figure it out because they had to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Necessity.
And that's what led Mari to start Cape Cod Dining at Home and anywhere else, because people were cooking at home.
Good morning, Miss Mari. She's here now.
Yay,
Hello. Good
Mari.
morning.
It was such an amazing opportunity. So with that, and people just needed access to good food because we're heavily dependent in this country on prepared food. Unfortunately, most of our prepared food is high in fat, salt, sugar, and preservatives, which unfortunately has led us to be the unhealthiest developed country in the world. However, there's opportunity to change that, and we can. So the Family Table Collaborative prepares nutritious, delicious meals and distributes them. That's our cornerstone program. However, we've grown into a full social enterprise. And so part of that came about by listening to the communities because, newsflash, what Bourne needs isn't what P-Town needs.
Yeah.
What Hyannis needs isn't what Truro needs. There is not a one size fits all. Sounding just like us individual humans.
What
right?
weird.
Isn't that strange that we're not all the same? So, we need different solutions for different regions. And so by listening first, we started Nourish Hubs, our community refrigerator program, launched at the Hyannis Public Library 2.5 years ago. I've been doing a cooking show through the Hyannis Public Library that just celebrated its 3rd anniversary.
Antonia?
Yep.
Yeah.
Antonia Stevens, an amazing human.
Really
amazing.
Truly.
Human. And so entrepreneurial in her own right and what she's doing. I mean, the Hyannis Public Library is really, I love libraries in general.
Yeah.
But the public library system is also been a huge.
I think she just posted something on LinkedIn this week about where it's just a gathering space. It's the space where you start all of the things. And I love that. There was a lot of guff when we built this big new library in Mashpee, but it has become a meeting place, a place where people can get
100%.
together. It's a nice little hub of community.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, really, what is better than, talking about books? Like,
Yeah.
I love books. Like,
And
I
people
love
aren't
books.
reading anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They can talk about it together at this meeting space. We'll figure it out.
But it's the best opportunity to get people together. It's a free space. It's open to anyone. And that's what this is all about. And that's really what promoting good food, cooking and eating as life skills, critical life skills. That's what we promote. So to date, we have put over 205,000 nutritious meals into the community.
Drop your brain around that stat.
We have also rescued and put over 100,000 pounds of fresh produce back into the community. And just so you kind of understand, we're partnered with most of the local farms, the Fishermen's Alliance, the fishing and shellfishing industry at large, and Whole Foods Market is our largest community partner. And a lot of times people are surprised to hear this, but we take in over 150 cases of food from Whole Foods a week, mostly produce. And here's what makes this unique. Whole Foods Market donates to the pantries 7 days a week. Whole Foods Market also donates to Family Table Collaborative at least 7 days a week. So what you really need to understand is we're taking all this food that would not go to these other places, that can't, because of the immediacy that's needed, because of the refrigeration. And we're using it to create these nutritious, delicious meals. Anything that we can't rescue goes to feed the local farm animals, and anything they don't eat goes back in the ground right here on Cape Cod as compost. So not only are we doing that part in the middle that we're really good at, feeding thousands of people great meals, but we're also reducing waste and increasing sustainability. And that's a big deal right now.
Yeah.
With, it has a major, food waste has major environmental impact.
Hank's got a question.
He raised his hand.
We need a flag over there. What do you need, Hank?
How quickly do you turn around the food that you get from Whole Foods?
Well, it depends what it is. Most of it gets turned around that day. So we have teams that take it in. I mean, it comes in 7 days a week. So we have what they named themselves the basement bombers.
I love it.
But our bomber team takes in food every single morning. And then again, they go through it to determine. So it's like the first in, first out. So they're constantly turning over our produce. They're constantly determining like, hey, will this hold? So things like potatoes, squash, stuff like that, we might have for longer.
We got time.
Exactly. Yeah. However, sometimes it's stuff that was prepared that, it's, Best by dates are a really interesting thing.
That's another show.
Technique.
That's another
It's
show.
A marketing technique.
Good morning, Jackie. Hyannis Public Library Family Table Collaborative is a community treasure.
Oh,
I agree.
Well, Hyannis Public Library is a community treasure.
Exactly. Well, that's it. We're lifting humans. This is really
100%,
just so important, and it's nice to talk about, but that rescue portion is something that very much interests me. I mean, Mary and I talked at the Mashpee Farmers Market with Matt, who has come on board onto your team for an hour and a half after the market was closed, just talking about rescue, how we can do it better. What's a better way to do this system? How can we talk to each other better? Because we started this off with how vast the Cape is, and you are just one organization that's in the Mid-Cape.
Yes.
So getting to those extremities is sometimes difficult. And also, pushing the needle forward on how we're rescuing, how we're not wasteful, how we're reaching the communities that truly need it. Mashpee is, it's not technically a food desert, but we're on that cusp. And we're definitely an environmental justice community. 100%. And we have a huge need for a lot of your services. It's just not viable. It's not, you can't get it here. We don't have a fridge here yet. We're working on it.
Absolutely. We have requests from every town on Cape Cod for fridges.
Yeah.
And, we are working with Outer Cape Health and Harbor Health to get fridges into their waiting rooms. We're working with the Boys and Girls Club here on their new teen center, having a community fridge there. Nothing makes me happier than the idea of this fridge because, unfortunately for children, and that includes teens to a great extent, they have very little control.
Sure.
They have very little control over their home life and what they can do. They're not able to work yet. They're not usually influencing the purchasing. And so giving them some control on taking in good food, nutritious food, we all know like hangry is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like which one of us has not had that moment where you're just a little irritable, like you're hungry or you ate something that's not sitting well and you don't feel well. Teens tend to feel that a little less. It's us as we get older.
Yeah, right.
Feels that a little,
we know it intimately.
A little more. But the reality is we know that food is the number one thing that affects our physical and mental health. And so it's not about just any food. Not all food is created equally, and it matters because healthier people create healthier communities.
So what would people find in a community fridge?
So the community fridges, there are 4 right now. We just launched our 4th in Yarmouth at the library.
Yeah.
So Eastham, Harwich, Yarmouth, and Hyannis right now have the 4 community fridges. And so the community fridges, particularly Hyannis, was designed a little different. And that's because the meals we make are designed to be home cooked. So
Right.
you can take them home and microwave them, right? Well, if you're homeless, you don't have the capacity to do that. There are a lot of great programs that do, aid and assist with the homeless population, but the Hyannis Public Library intersects with them a lot because they're right off the green.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that really, we had to change the type of food we were putting in that fridge to grab and go. So again, fresh fruit, salads, like really hearty salads that have farro and quinoa and beans and all sorts of stuff on them. Sandwiches, fruit cups. We also address all the food sensitivities and allergens. We're the only prepared food free to the end user that addresses all food sensitivities and allergens. And that includes in these fridges. Like we make sure everything's labeled, everything's dated. And they can literally, like I've had, the last time I was there that I did a drop, a woman who was a senior said, "Are you the Family Table Collaborative?" And I said, "Yes," and she said, "I can't tell you what an enormous benefit these meals have been."
Yeah.
That there's such a huge help because, for seniors in particular, if they are living on a fixed income,
I see a lot of that.
A lot of that in the last several years, right? That's not keeping up. The cost of increase in living.
And they've also been through stuff. They've been through wars. They've been through real things. So they're not apt to say anything.
No.
They'll just sit there in silence and suffer and, have a spoonful
they
of
always
honey.
feel like someone else needs it more.
Correct.
Like seniors are the age, our World War II, age group, right? Greatest generation in the United States, they always believe somebody else needs it more.
Mm-hmm.
And so you often see the need in this age bracket be much more significant by the time you find out about it.
Yeah.
Because they really should have needed assistance far earlier than that.
Exactly.
So, but I did want to mention, you would ask kind of what we were up to this year.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot going on, Mary.
It's been busy.
I feel like,
Calendar is
and I
busy.
got an inside seat to watching you guys go to Africa. I really feel like that was that pivotal moment for both you and Mary to have that experience and to kind of get your ducks in a row with what the Family Table Collaborative is going to look like, how you're going to truly change systems.
100%. As a matter of fact, I like to say, we turned 5 in April, which blows my mind. And is a big milestone from a business side.
Yeah, we just turned 5 here at Lemonadio. It is that moment. You're
It
like,
is.
oh my God, it's real.
It is.
It's not playtime anymore.
Well,
we're doing stuff.
And particularly from a business standpoint, a lot of you know that I have a business background. I did my MBA at Babson, a focus in social entrepreneurship.
Which
and-
is going to be on a podcast coming up.
So exciting. From problems to possibilities.
I
Stay
love
tuned
it.
For Babson. But the reality is that 5-year marker for businesses is a big deal.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. I was on a fast track to burnout a year and a half ago. I was really struggling. We were again.
Well, because it was head down feeding everybody, triage, like, oh my God, gotta feed people, COVID, all these things. People need to be fed. You worked yourself to the bone.
Yes.
And there was nothing left for Jeni.
No. And so what I did was I asked Mary to go to Africa with me, which was the best thing I ever did in my whole entire life.
I'm going in April.
I'm not sure Mary agrees.
I'm sitting here, so I must agree.
But truly, Mary, I was going because I knew I needed a hard reset and I wasn't sure what I needed.
Yeah.
And Mary and I had never had a phone conversation. She had been volunteering for about 6 months at Family Table Collaborative. We had seen each other, but we had never had a conversation really outside of the kitchen. We had never had lunch.
I did not know that. I thought you guys were ready to go.
Oh, no. And literally, I had been learning a couple of things about Mary from other people that made me understand that she was a quiet badass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
yeah, you are. You're allowed.
And I was like, I kept saying when people would tell me these things, I'd be like, wait, Mary? Are we talking about the right person? She literally used to drag race cars on the NASCAR circuit.
Right.
And won 12 of her first 15 races.
She's a beast.
She's an award-winning world chocolate maker with camel milk. Literally, you can't make this stuff up. And I kept saying,
Zing, 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 zing.
I was like, what? And so one day I was in the kitchen and Mary walked in and I was behind the line and I literally just in my head, I was like, I bet Mary would go to Africa with me. And literally I leaned between the line. I was like, hey, Mary. She's like, yeah. I was like, want to go to Africa? And she was like, yes. And we were off to the races. And people would say to me, Jeni, do you have all this stuff planned? Do you have this? Do you have that? I was like, no, I have Mary.
You're right.
I was like, it'll be fine. I have Mary.
It has become a phrase in the family table collaborative. Everyone needs a Mary, and it's real.
On this podcast.
This is where this started.
This is where this started.
It's real.
Because we recorded with you the week or two before we were leaving, and I said everyone needs a Mary. And Megan Murphy was with us for part of the trip, the founder of the Kindness Rocks Project. Amazing.
I think that also kind of compartmentalized your conversations together and what you want to do. She's really good at that, getting to the root of what the project is.
Yeah, she's extraordinary.
Yeah.
She's an extraordinary human. I mean, the Kindness Rocks Project is in over 90 countries. It's really an extremely gratifying, satisfying, amazing, positive campaign.
Yeah.
That's all
Everyone can do
it is.
it. It's accessible to everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so Megan actually had this t-shirt made and gave it
love
to
it.
Mary in Tanzania when we were there.
It's
But
real.
the biggest thing was, we actually interviewed food security agencies in multiple countries. We visited 5 countries in 30 days. And the biggest probably like impact piece for me, I mean, the whole thing was impactful, but we had a meeting. I'm such a policy nerd. I'm such a nerd. And I loved, government was my degree. Like I loved it. And we had a meeting with the World Food Program at the United Nations in Nairobi. And I literally was like, I kept saying to Mary, I was like, they're going to think I have Tourette's. I literally was like,
You might.
I have a meeting. I have a name tag. We're at the UN. I was like, we have a meeting. We're at the UN.
It's amazing.
That was a year and a half ago.
Oh my God. Forrest Gump over here was very happy to be there.
It was such an extraordinary thing though, because really what we walked away with, and we still talk about this like regularly and even more so today, first world, third world, who's doing this better? And, there are, and this sounds weird to say, but it's something that we've just started talking about. And I feel more and more is part of the conversation today. Like there's almost a level where at some level where like we've been overly resourced.
100%.
And we're not as creative. We're not.
Don't have to be.
Correct. And so with
Fat, happy, we'll stay here, we'll not do anything.
we wrap
It's
everything
true.
in plastic.
Yeah.
We just want to get you to buy more, like all of this stuff. And so we're out of practice at being entrepreneurial in a lot of ways, of looking at this and like figuring out ways that we can do this better. And right this second, without engaging politics, top down, we have a bit of a shit show going on. And funding is like, we're getting funding cuts and, they have not impacted the Family Table Collaborative. We don't have any federal funding. However, I had these conversations over the last several weeks where funding cuts are hitting so many different agencies.
Yeah.
And Massachusetts is about to take some major.
Start a nonprofit, they said.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not the year for this.
They said.
It's not the year.
But the thing is that my belief is in order to create sustainable change, you need to both meet people where they're at, get their buy-in, and then help them help themselves.
Right.
And the only way to do that right now, in my opinion, is to go hyper local. We can't look to the state and we can't look to the federal right now to solve these issues. We need to start solving them right here. And Cape Cod is such a unique environment. We have the capacity to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's easy.
No, God, no.
If it was easy, somebody would have done it already.
Right.
However, I think there's nothing more valuable than addressing the food system, because at the end of the day, this is about our health, and health is wealth. And there's nothing.
People forget food is medicine and can really change the trajectory of you and treatment of you in any part of your life, your growth, your brain. 60% of your brain is fat. That's one of our trivia questions, by the way, if you're joining us. Throwing it out there right there.
It's a bonus. That's a bonus question.
You're welcome. But I mean, just really these mindful ways where we forget that it starts by feeding ourselves. It's your fuel.
And again, if you look at other countries where it is like, there's more socialized medicine, they act as preventative care agencies because they recognize that the economics behind this is it will save us a ton of money if our healthcare system worked differently, right? And so the reality is that when you come from a place of preventative care, you think about food differently.
Yeah.
You promote food and cooking and eating differently. We in this country don't do that. And so this is where what we're trying to focus on is it really is food as medicine.
Yeah.
Like what you put in your body can prevent disease. It can also help you even if you're already kind of down a path to get off of medications. I'm watching this. My dad was diagnosed. My dad is a retired police officer and a veteran. And 2 years ago, he was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia. And, that's a very scary diagnosis and it's very traumatizing. And we really weren't sure what to expect. And what's amazing is my mom controls my dad's diet.
Yeah.
100%. And she has taken him from being like truly like the meat and potatoes guy to just about vegan. And he has come off so many meds.
Wow. Yeah.
His cognitive capacity has increased from then, not decreased. And it's just astounding. Like
when your body gets the nutrients it needs, it functions better.
It's amazing.
We forget.
Amazing. And it's like, but to see that in like up close and personal, it's a huge thing that like just keeps reinforcing. You're like, oh, right. It matters. And it matters in very tangible ways. This isn't some esoteric, like, oh, hey, we think. No, it matters in really tangible ways.
Yeah.
So that's why we do what we do. And just so everyone understands, we're partnered with, our meals go out through our community partners. And those are councils on aging, senior centers, veterans housing, low-income housing, the shelter system. And then we do public distributions that have been traditionally just in Hyannis. As I mentioned previously, we're launching a Lower Cape public distribution out of Eastham. The actual location is to be determined. Harry is working with the chief of police, chief of fire, and head of park and rec.
To always tape.
To determine the best
where.
place.
Yeah.
Exactly, because it's always a drive-through format. But we will be launching at the week of Thanksgiving. We're very excited. So we will officially be Born in Falmouth all the way through P-Town come Thanksgiving. And that's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited. Over 15 nonprofits directly benefit from our work. We distribute through all of them. This year, one of our most exciting partnerships was with CVOC, Cape and Islands Veterans Outreach Center. Jim Seymour is an exceptional human, and he has a crackerjack team, particularly his team that runs their pantry.
Yeah.
Amazing. They're doing amazing work. And we partnered so that we found out that every veteran that can't get to them, that they service, they deploy a at-home box to. They deliver an at-home box to. In this year, 2 fresh meals are put in every box that's being delivered. So every week that the veterans get those food boxes, they get 2 fresh meals delivered from us.
That's amazing.
And we've heard that the feedback on these meals is amazing. Like it's created such a huge benefit for them because again, it's a convenience factor, right?
For sure.
And I say convenience with a very broad like swath because a lot of people in temporary housing only have access to a dorm fridge and a microwave. They may not have knives. They like a sharp knife.
Right,
They
exactly.
might not have cutting boards or the knowledge or the capacity, right? And so we like to say, we don't care what the reason is. Anyone who knows me knows I care deeply.
Yeah.
But whatever the reason is, if you need a good meal and you're willing to come find us, I'm going to give it to you.
Oh yeah. I absolutely love, I had come to the Family Table Collaborative one day because we were working on something and I walked in and people just walked in off the street with a cup of soup. You want a cup of soup? Here you go, sit down. And everyone's just eating. It didn't matter. And they were all there for different reasons. And it was just really nice to see everybody filling that dining room, grabbing a cup of soup and having a chat with somebody that you're not gonna come across in your regular everyday life. It really is a magical space.
No, and that was actually our reasoning for opening Thanksgiving Day. So we do besides the distributions, which will be Cape-wide this year, we're anticipating putting about 2,500 meals into the community for Thanksgiving. Our meals that week go out on Tuesday. But we also, this will be our third year that we are opening for Thanksgiving Day. We do a community pay what you can Thanksgiving. And this Thanksgiving buffet will knock your socks off.
I'm excited.
It isn't.
I'm gonna have to chase you around the kitchen again.
You won't see a buffet like this anywhere. It's amazing. But the part for me, it makes me cry every year. Like it's my favorite holiday. It was always my dad's favorite holiday. And honestly, to see all the people in the same room, the first year, my team, when we were talking about this, they were like, well, why don't you denote a minimum, like a suggested charge? And I said, I don't want to do that. And here's the reason. If we say it's $15 or $20 and somebody can't afford
Who's
it,
precluding because of that?
we don't want that person to not come.
Right.
Because the reality is
They
that's
still need-
exactly.
It's still a number that's set in their brain, right?
Participate in the holiday, the food, yes.
Right.
Yes,
Well, and
yes.
it's a pride thing for
Yeah.
a lot of people. They don't want to feel like they're not contributing. And so that first year, I had people like on the verge of tears that would be giving me $2 because that was what they could pay. And they wanted so desperately to contribute.
Yes.
And then I had a matriarch who brought her adult children and her grandchildren slip a check for $1,000 in my pocket. And these people were all in the same room. And she did it because she could.
Yeah.
And that's really what's extraordinary. Like it's, and all of these people were in the same room, and that it's why we do what we do.
Yeah. It's also why I like the Cape, because we're all everyone. You don't see the person that you think is the one that doesn't have it.
100%.
You don't know that they're hungry. You can't see their stomach. You know what I mean? It's a gentle reminder that we're all needing to be assisting each other. This is why this gala is so important. So let's talk about the gala that you've got coming up on Saturday. She's like, ta-da! Here she is.
I want to be super clear. I'm going to let Mary talk about the gala because all I need to do is get dressed and show up. This is one of those many things that we're trying to get me out of, and I have not been intricately involved in planning it. I just it scares. There is so much work that goes into these. It is so amazingly hard, and we have an exceptional core team that Mary has been a part of. So Mary, hit us up with
what do we got?
Change the menu for good.
Absolutely. We wanted to celebrate in a very grand way our anniversary. And part of what we do in what supports everything that we do, we need money. We need the funding. But we wanted to be able to reach out to the community, and what a better way to have, whether businesses are contributing, sponsors, we're having a silent auction, a live auction, but the whole idea was to have a fun night and be able to highlight what we do at Family Table. We have a beautiful video we're going to premiere that night. But it's a sense of community, it's a sense of camaraderie. The ability to support what we're doing is paramount to our success. As Jenny said, we don't get any federal funding, we don't get any state funding. One of the other things we'll also talk about is our catering arm. That is the biggest way to this point that we've been able to support ourselves regarding that. And we're getting better into the grant writing and foundation space, but we want to honor ourselves. We want to honor our volunteers, so 550 plus volunteers, everyone that's helped us out, all our community partners, our community collaborators. So it's a great opportunity for us to kind of shine. And also, it being on the Upper Cape, we have a little less visibility because we don't have a physical presence here.
Right.
We're in Mid-Cape at the Old Riverway by Bass River. So the Coonamessett is going to be hosting our gala, and we're almost out of tickets.
That's amazing.
Yes, we're almost sold out.
We'll have 25 plus silent auction items. We have some great live auction. We have a band, Soldier, so this will be good.
Oh, they're so
They're
good.
so
They're so good.
One of the
Come with
reasons-
your dancing shoes on.
Yeah, when Jeni and I go to many other galas, we're supporting all of our community partners, all of our other agencies, whatever, but it's all about the dancing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I ran
So-
into them over at Smith Family Beer, and I was just sat there like,
They're
I just love. I love you.
good. They're
love you.
so good.
They're
No,
wonderful.
Soldier Band is like this amazing. Seth Silva is the head of Soldier Band, and he's just like, he's such an incredibly talented musician.
It was really
and
funny
singer.
because I was like, "Hey, Seth, what's going on?" And he's like, it took him a minute to like process who I was and where I knew him from. Because it's been so long since I had him on the air with me when I was on iHeart in there.
Yeah.
And like it took him about solid like 3 minutes to get the wheels going. He's like, "Oh my God, Stephanie!" I was like, "That's okay. You don't need to know."
This was my one request. A good band. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wanted
they're
dancing.
they're
That's the
wonderful.
only
Soul
thing.
input,
Dancing.
right.
Yeah,
Was
because
like,
that's what people remember in the end.
Yes.
People want to know, did you have a good time? What was it like? The band.
Right.
Right, and we want them to come back, so we're
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
pulling
yeah.
out all the stops. We're gonna have a fabulous time. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
and we're
So-
honoring two of our most amazing community partners. And this is part of also what we work really hard to do is Whole Foods Market is obviously the cornerstone. So we are honoring Whole Foods Market, but here's one you might not see coming. Cape Cod Linen Service.
They're
Where
wonderful.
They are, it's a family-owned business. Patrick Ehart runs it now. Jeff is his dad. It's a 3-generation business. Also, Patrick is a Babson grad, and I love to collect my Babson.
Is he about to
people.
be a new dad, or is
He
just
is
a new dad? Yeah.
He is a new dad. And here's the thing: is that wait. Cape Cod Linen Service. How does that equate to? Well, let me tell you, it equates to over $50,000 a year in what they do for us. And the reason is exactly, it's twofold. What Mary mentioned is 3.5 years ago, we launched the nonprofit catering events arm because I wanted some capacity to be able to say yes to the community.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to just be waiting on our next dollar donation or grant, or like I needed some leverage point that we could control our own sales.
And I know also that being in the public, being in community, being in those spaces just breeds nothing but more conversations about what your mission is,
Absolutely.
what you're doing. It is the best grassroots way to talk to people, and it is a wonderful way to communicate.
And it's a great way to introduce our food.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
The doors that have been opened because of these.
It's
meals and
how we're
connections,
winning in our
and
spaces.
We're still feeding people nutritious meals. It's just
Yeah.
a little different aspect.
Yeah.
And it opens up more conversation because people are blown away. I mean, they don't realize we scratch cook almost everything.
Yeah.
And so again, we address all those food sensitivities and allergens. When Sue Morancic, Sandwich Council on Aging, one of our, first community partners,
Yeah.
when they put in their order for meals, it can say, we need 160 meals next Thursday, 6 gluten-free, 8 are vegan, 4 are vegetarian, 2 are allergic to shellfish and green beans, and 1's allergic to strawberries. And our team addresses all of it.
Yeah.
And that happens from every community partner and each individual that texts us for pickup meals at the public distribution. So our teams are addressing all of that in the meals, which is extraordinary. I
Yeah.
mean, it is nothing shy of extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's
really
unheard of
incredible.
in this space.
But the linen service, I like it because we're not throwing out a plastic tablecloth at things, because I'm sick of the plastic stuff.
100%.
It's reducing all of that, but they're laundering it. They're taking care of it, making sure you look good.
They're doing not only all of you're like linen service. It's not just that they're doing all of the tablecloths and all the cloth napkins that we use, which again decreases that waste that you're
Mhm.
talking about. They're also doing all of our linens, all of our rags. We're not using, as nearly as many paper
Yeah.
towels or,
Right.
things like
Yeah,
that.
Our aprons.
Our
Yeah.
aprons, our rag, they're doing all of that for us every week.
We
all
made the
the
shift
time.
in my own kitchen to get rid of paper towels,
Oh,
and
I
it has
did.
been a bleep show,
I
but we're getting
I
there.
did that 2 years ago.
We finally have a system. I can only imagine what it's like on a grander scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making those shifts. It's a big
huge
deal.
And
Yeah.
again, without that, there's no way we could afford to pay for that. And it offers us to be more sustainable. It offers us to be more efficient. And it truly is an extraordinary partnership. And what they've done for us is really exceptional, and we can't wait to honor them. It's something I'm really looking forward to.
I love it. We've got Jeni Wheeler.
That you've catered,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
Cape Island Associated Realtors and others. And you're right, people it's rare.
Yeah.
I don't know what they have in their mind that they think they're gonna get, and then when they get it, it's like, oh my God. And you're right, it's the little thing, the cloth tablecloth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Makes such a difference.
Right.
It really
Yeah.
does.
100%. And it really does. It's this amazing little differences that a lot of people don't notice, but really add up to big changes, like, big sustainability changes, and that waste reduction.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge piece. Nobody can solve anything in a bubble. And so this is often where I say, I had no desire to just be a rapid response program with regard to, an epidemic,
Right.
pandemic. Sure, of course. Everybody, we just
A chef with a business mind. Now you're here.
just jump in and do what you can, of course. However, beyond that, getting to where we can actually look at the bigger picture, that's where you start actually solving some things or working to solve things. And, again, other partnerships that came out of this year, Matt Tropiano, a great friend. And funny enough, I write a quarterly column for Edible Cape Cod called Jeni's Table. And Matt was the very first article I ever wrote.
Love it.
Which is what, it just had extra meaning for me, right? But back when I couldn't afford to do anything, I would save up money just to go eat Matt's food at Spoon and Seed.
Spoon and Seed.
So when he closed last year, I really was devastated, and so was he.
Yeah.
And nothing has made me happier than watching him take a position with Cape Tech in their culinary department. I mean, it's a gift for him, but also for his students.
Yeah.
And having that, we built a partnership with Cape Tech. Mary and I both sit on their advisory committee.
I love it.
Just last 2 weeks ago, I was telling Stephanie before we came on, we are partnered with, a lot of the boat captains and stuff, because if you don't know, there's all these rules around what you can keep, what you can't, what you can sell, what you can't, all this stuff. And so often that also creates waste.
Yeah.
And so
plus it's fish. It's got a time limit here.
100%. You have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're doing, right? And so Captain Richard Betts is amazing to us. He called me a couple weeks ago and said, "Hey, Jen, I have 3 yellowfin tuna." And I was like, yes, of course. My answer is always yes. And he brought them to FTC, and my team, Pete heads up, Peter Duff heads up our event, chef team, and Deke Knight heads up our distro, chef team. And they were like, okay, we'll process them out around 4:30 tonight, which I know that's an hour that no one wants to start doing this.
No.
And I was like, well, you can, but hold on 1 second. And I called Matt and I was like, I'm so sorry to bother you at work. I know you're in school, but I thought I remembered you saying if I ever got multiple fish, you would really be interested in running a lab for the students, because they can't afford to get this type of ingredient.
Right.
I mean, what is more local? And if we want these kids to be trained here and to stay here,
Yeah.
I mean, what's more local than fish on
I
Cape
know.
Cod, seafood, right? And so the thing is that we have this amazing resource. So we sent these to Cape Tech, and I have all of these amazing. The only thing I said to Matt is, I just want photos. I want photos.
We got photos
With-
and video.
Yeah.
Photos and videos, because I want to be able to showcase how extraordinary this partnership is. So the kids spent the afternoon learning how to deconstruct tuna,
Love it.
and then trying it and using it, right? This is something that you say tuna fish, and most people think of a
And-
can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
Albacore. That's where I
Yeah.
learned that in the brewery.
Truly.
Albacore, right.
And it's
Exactly.
they have no concept, but
Right.
they're like, wait a minute, why is it red?
Yeah.
Because that's the color of yellowfin
Right.
tuna, and it's just this extraordinary thing. And then they actually sent back 25 pounds that we vacuum sealed and put in our freezer to put into distribution. So people are getting fresh, locally caught tuna, out of the water that morning.
Yeah.
And this is something that we're adding into people's daily meals. And I mean, and again, a partnership with Cape Tech. And then, so Cape Tech students come to our facility every Wednesday to help cook
I love
the
it.
distribution meals, and then do a family meal where they feed all the students that are there, they feed all the volunteers that are there, and any community partners that happen to be there that day. On Thursday, we have 10 of the 8th grade from Monomoy. Every single Thursday, 10 of the students come for 3.5 hours, and they help pack the meals for the distribution.
Love it.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, we are talking to Jeni Wheeler and Mary O'Keefe from the Family Table Collaborative. Hank and I, poor Hank is trying to get a word in edgewise. He's here. We're live at Mashpee TV. And thank you very much to our partnership with Mashpee TV for always saying yes to us, channel 1072 in HD. If you can't see it, that's because you need a new box. Call 1-800-COMCAST. So,
I just need a new box because I just got a text. You're not on.
oh, yeah, right.
So, I guess we need a new box.
You need a new box. Figure it out. So we are talking about their gala, their partnerships. I love that you mentioned working with the students. It is something that we're super passionate about here in Mashpee. It's something that I'm really loving at the Mashpee Farmers Market is that intersection of people that are coming to us for where do we go here, where do we go there, and also our youth training. Mariana has got a new little business.
Yes, she does.
Because she keeps showing up, and she was loving with our children's entertainment. So now she's painting faces and she's got her own little business, but it was sparked from interest at the farmer's market. My son, who works with Chef John Foley at Mashpee High School, was showing up at our market doing cake breads. And so now he's got the kids at school prepping the bread, showing them how it's made, getting them to do it. They deboned a chicken the other day. It's these skills,
life skills
that they need.
They're critical life skills.
Somewhere in the middle, we lost those.
We did.
I had the culinary education. I had the how to sew a basic thing, how to woodwork a certain thing, how to feed myself a certain thing. And somewhere after my generation, it was lost for a while. And I think COVID brought back these skills because now the kids are at home and they need to know what to do in the kitchen and be comfortable in the kitchen.
Well, and it's empowering.
Yeah.
Like this allows them to get more confidence. It allows them some level of control in their lives.
Yeah.
Because like when you know how to feed yourself
Yeah.
and what to feed yourself,
Right.
you know, truly it makes a huge difference in how you feel.
That confidence.
That hangry thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at him. He's getting out the business card. What a papa.
Oh,
He's like, you do events. The manager.
that's amazing. Booking agent right here. Booking agent.
But I thought we had a group that was teaching foraging to some of the kids because
I can't get in a foraging class on Cape Cod.
Oh my God.
They're full.
You have to be like at your computer when the registration hits. in order to
100%.
get in.
Because we have so many of these wonderful resources that are just growing outside of our door.
Amazing.
My 19-year-old, who was the farmers market manager this year, which I loved having, and you know, she's a sophomore at Salem State. She absolutely flourished this summer. The businesses, like they're all my little micro businesses that are flourishing as well, miss her to death. But she was the one that was working on foraging. Our kitchen now at home is a scratch kitchen, from sauces to, I mean, my husband and her and I, we really dug into what we're feeding ourselves. And this has truly changed the way our family dynamic is.
Wow.
From all of my kids' interests, but that's where it starts. You have to get our kids interested
100%.
in all of this because they're the next generation of human, right? And if we start there at that base level of what are we doing here, let's ask questions,
100%.
be curious, and start making the small incremental changes.
100%.
This is how
And
it's going to get done.
People ask me all the time, like, oh, wait, like it's just too big, right? They're like, it's too much, it's too big. And I'm like, look.
Well, because we have screens of convenience now.
Right. But it's also like everything is convenient, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, fast food and all of this stuff, but it's not as inexpensive as it used to be.
Correct.
And there's major, major issues with this, right? And so I'm like, here's the deal. If you're going to McDonald's or Burger King or something 7 days a week, try going 6 days next week. Don't make it crazy,
Right.
Like make something, like try and set a goal that's attainable.
We have a hard time doing that. It's all or nothing. This is our society. Good morning, Allison.
Right. It's like, hi, Allison. But the thing is, like, it's those little changes add up to big, big ramifications. And, you know, what I've been saying recently is, you know, answers to yesterday's problems are not solving today's challenges.
Oh, I love that.
We have to look
We've
at
always
things
done it this
differently.
way, though.
Yeah. And people say that, but But we can find excuses till the day is long.
Sure.
We have to start somewhere. Like start somewhere. The hardest thing is starting.
Yeah.
And that's it.
One
But like
foot in
you
front
have
of the
to
other.
start somewhere.
Yep.
Exactly.
I was laughing about that with Hank. Hank was like, who do we have on the show with us tomorrow? I'm like, we got a schedule. We should do that. I'm like, I know, I did it. But right, an actual we're working on it. You know, when we get pulled in so many different directions, and you know, and I know how this goes because we are agents of change. We're the people that are actually making these changes.
Which
cognitively.
doesn't always make us popular.
No, and we're spread thin, and we're trying to get it done, and we're getting the wheels in motion, and it's so hard to like get all of the wheels in motion all of the time, but we're doing our best. If you see something that you are good at, please jump in.
Yes.
Reach out to all of us. Hank, Jenny, Mary. Everybody needs a Mary. I need a Mary.
Oh, yeah.
I had an Emily, but Emily decided to have a baby. So now she's busy with 2 babies. And I've lost my Emily.
Emily. Poor life decisions.
I'm like, God, Emily. We all need these people that we can lean into, and then they can pick what they need, and then that's the champion that they go with,
Here's
right?
the deal. And
We're
so
rising it.
You know this better than anyone. We're all in this together.
Mhm.
No one can do this alone. You know, I've had these conversations with Mary. You know, every time somebody says, but you make it look easy. I'm like, you should come visit me when I'm at home crying because I feel like I can't do enough. Like I can't help enough.
Right?
People,
There's
right?
not
Like,
enough hours.
there's
I don't
not
have enough of me to
hours.
do these things.
Exactly. And it's not like truly, you know, what all of us do when you're trying to create change, it's really hard. Like it is really hard. But again, you have to start somewhere or else we're never going to get the.
That's what Allison said. Actions lead to motivation. So we are here motivating you to do something, to get involved, to show up at the gala fundraiser. This is an easy lift. Buy a ticket, show up at the Kuna Mesa and dance your pants off.
Yes.
Like that's an easy.
It's the most fun level of exercise. Come on.
I feel like it.
Right? No,
But
no.
you know, another thing that actually came out of last year is I think a lot of you are aware of World Central Kitchen. Chef Jose Andres is one of my heroes, just such an extraordinary human.
Oh, you two are living the beautiful life with your celebrity chefing. I don't even want to get into it.
Well, and again, this is 100% due to Mary. Like we had these conversations, and again, I just don't have the bandwidth to do all the things. Like, you know, I'm paying attention. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's like whack-a-mole, right? Like sometimes, and I'm so sick of playing defense. I want to play offense. Like I want to get ahead of this. I want to be able to write a schedule, Hank.
Right?
For crying out loud.
I was so proud of myself. I was like, there she is. Can I do it next week? I hope so.
I started with a home calendar. That was like my first foray.
It's the little things, right? Just trying to get a little more organized. What's a chef term? Mise en place?
Yeah,
Mise en place. Mise en place.
place.
I don't speak French. But everything needs an order, and we're working on it.
But I had been talking to Mary about World Central Kitchen because actually Katuitt Federated Church had done a fundraiser that benefited World Central Kitchen and Family Table Collaborative. And it was really just this beautiful.
What, two organizations working together collaboratively, cooperatively, and not complaining who has more?
Amazing,
Sorry.
right? So Mary, after this conversation, reached out, and because of starting that conversation, Family Table Collaborative has been named the Rapid Response Field Kitchen for the region. If there's ever a natural disaster that requires World Central Kitchen to come to Cape Cod, Family Table Collaborative becomes their base of operations, which is an extraordinary thing. And yes, you hope we never need it.
Right.
But the fact that we have it
That's
and we
trust.
have that capacity is amazing. And I was blessed beyond measure to be added to the Chef Corps last year. So I'm one of the 400 that can deploy worldwide for like natural disasters. He does not bring external chefs into war zones. He works from within. And that's actually something else that's really extraordinary about World Central Kitchen. Their focus is on building local.
Mhm.
They pour money into local, they pour infrastructure into local, they try and rebuild local for local.
Yeah.
And it's really an amazing thing. So that's like one more reason. And again, it came out of these conversations. And later this month, Mary and I are heading, advocacy has become a big part of what,
it has to.
because you want change, right? has to be
Policy
that-
nerd.
Policy nerd. Guilty policy nerd. And where I was blessed to be on the first ever, it was a virtual chef corps summit this year with World Central Kitchen. And I got to hear Catherine Miller speak. And I was just blown away. And she was nominated for a James Beard Award, and she's on staff at CIA. And the reality is, which is Culinary Institute of America,
Just in case.
I was
not
doing that in my
Central
head.
Intelligence.
Right, no.
The Culinary Institute of America.
One of the best training spaces in the
Yeah,
world.
so-
But she wrote a book called At the Table, and it's a chef's guide to advocacy. And I was so struck by listening to her that I called Mary and I was just like, I need to reach out to her. Like, I need to connect. So I reached out to her on LinkedIn, and I had a first level connection via Babson. And so I emailed her and explained who I was, a little bit of fangirling, which is not common for me.
Yeah, right.
However, she reacted right away, and we've set up a meeting, and we're meeting her in DC to talk about everything. And I was really clear. I was like, I would love to be mentored by you. I want to learn from you.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a part of this conversation and bring a little bit of this back to Cape Cod and really help be help in this movement of change. And so we're meeting with her. Then we're also touring the offices of World Central Kitchen and touring their fleet of vehicles.
It's incredible.
Like, it's amazing.
Just snowball.
It's snowball.
But that pushes you to do better. This is the stuff that we
Yeah.
bring back to the Cape because we're coming back home. We've gathered all of this evidence. We've seen how it can work, and we're bringing it home to people. And I think
Absolutely.
that that's the important part. Come back home. We're trying to keep these kids here. We're trying to grow our
Yeah.
population sustainably and mindfully. And you're doing all of the things. And I'm just so thankful to have you here with us today.
Well, and I love, again, you've talked a lot about the next generation. I mean, nothing is more important than the next generation,
Yeah.
right? Is like, if we want these kids to stay here, if we want jobs to be here. And this is one other thing that we have started is, because of the nonprofit catering events arm, we've actually started hiring some of the culinary students to
work the
work
events
with
with
us. So
Yeah.
we stipend
Absolutely love
them.
it.
We
They
Yeah.
are stellar.
we
know.
stipend them to come work with us.
That's
at
amazing.
events. And it's just such a great opportunity because they're learning both sides, right? They're learning the culinary back of the house piece. They're also getting to see and participate in the front of the house
Yeah.
piece
Yeah.
and what it takes to actually create food, plate food, presentation. We eat with our eyes before
Yeah.
we ever get it to our mouth.
Right.
If it doesn't look good, are you really inclined to eat it?
Right.
This is why. So all of these sides, it's like, again, it's that full circle. It's addressing this full circle because jobs matter on Cape Cod. Keeping these kids here matters.
I know. And before you even start with the housing, that's a whole nother show. We're working on it. If you got an extra bedroom, house somebody, will you please?
Please.
Crying out loud.
Please, please.
Yeah, I
We
can't.
worked hard. We have at the back of the Riverway, we have a house and we have big plans for purchasing the property
Yeah.
and renovating the property because really our objective is to become like the nutrition hub for Cape Cod.
Yeah.
And by hub, like, please hear, that's not about us. It's about creating something that allows all of the spokes to continue to do
Correct.
all the amazing work.
Yep.
So the more people, the more agencies we can help, it helps everybody,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So, but I worked for a year to get the house in the back of our property right now. We had a volunteer that was dealing with some homelessness and I got it approved through HAC as a unit.
That's amazing.
And like I worked really hard to do this. Now our plan is eventually the Riverway property is 2 acres. And there's a piece of it that cuts behind the bank and then behind the motel. And it cuts at a weird angle. It's a
Yeah.
triangulated angle. So it was never paved because it wasn't good for parking. But it's more than 100 feet in run. And so our plan is to clear it, create a community teaching garden, put up good neighbor fencing around the entire back of the property, build a slightly more, elevated event space for
Yep.
between 50 to 75 and a teaching/studio kitchen. So we
Love
can
it.
do more in-person classes. We can do more with the cooking shows. We can do more hands-on with people because the Riverway kitchen is really a line cook kitchen.
Yeah. Yep.
It's mass quantity, which is definitely what we need for what
Yeah.
we do.
Right. Get it done.
Exactly.
However, it's not ideal for teaching
Yeah.
purposes. And so we're looking to build that. And then we're looking at 10 to 12 bedrooms of staff workforce staff available housing, attainable housing, and then a little commercial space so that we can, again, train and grow small businesses. Because
Right,
we
but they need money, so come to the gala.
that.
Thank you, Debbie.
100% that.
This Saturday, we're almost sold out. We'd love to see you there. It's a gala fundraiser. I love how it says festive attire. What does that mean? Do I
Mary?
dress as a fruit? What am I dressing as?
Yes, that's a requirement. You have to be an apple or an orange, fall theme,
Right.
whatever.
What do I do?
A pumpkin.
I'm coming as a pumpkin.
Actually, instead of flowers, our centerpieces are going to be fruits and vegetables.
I love it, as they should.
Gourds, all the fall pumpkins.
One of my other
Fabulous.
asks.
Yeah, right?
It's a party, so dress as you're going to a party.
All right,
It's a party.
perfect.
Yes, and I really, we named the gala Changing the Menu for Good, which kind of has several different meanings, right?
Yeah,
And the reality is it's a play off, like, we're changing the menu for good, meaning permanently.
right.
We're changing the menu for good, meaning for the betterment of
Mhm.
everybody. And changing the menu, meaning like we really can offer you better food for yourself, like for whatever your needs are, for whatever your allergens or just your natural diet. Because again, all of us are different.
Yeah.
My best friend is a surgeon. We've been friends for 37 years, and she did this juicing diet. Now, my body has a really hard time taking in sugar, even natural sugar.
Yeah.
Like I'm that person that's like, no, I can't. I like literally can't have juice. Like I have a
I'm the
very
same.
very difficult time taking in even natural sugars. I would like watching her drink the quantity of juice she was drinking was like making me nauseous.
Lord.
And she dropped all of this weight and felt so good. And I'm like, obviously that works for her.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing.
Your juice can be kale.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But it's like everyone is different.
Yeah.
So like also changing the menu for good means really that individual, like helping you help yourself. It isn't about what we're doing. It's about helping you help yourself so that you can live the life you want to live. You can feel the way you want to feel.
Jenny Wheeler, Mary O'Keefe. Hank, you did get some words
I
in
did get
today.
some words in. I'm
Right.
thrilled.
You could have almost phoned it in, but you didn't.
Yeah, right. Lauren,
You showed up.
Lauren, you've inspired me. I will be wearing a fruit hat to this family table gathering, the gala fundraiser. It's happening this Saturday. Grab your tickets, familytablecollaborative.org.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good. Phew. All right. Well, thank you very much to Mashpee TV for having us. I would be remiss if I didn't say that here at Lemonadio, we provide entertainment and good stuff. Please allow us to continue to bring this programming to you. We are a nonprofit as well, and we've got a big drive coming up. Our music licensing fees, $5,000. That's all we have to get before the end of the year to continue to sustain us through 2026. I know we can do it together to bring wonderful programs. So we have got this reach out. Also, Jenny and Mary talked about hyper local. Here in Mashpee, we are doing all the things. We really, really want you to get involved. We've got a vote coming up October 20th. Please show up and get out there. We've got Michaela Colombo that's going to be joining us talking about our water issues. I'm on the town's economic and the EDIC, for crying out loud. I'm jumping in. As far as I'm concerned, our Boys and Girls Club is building a teen center. Please reach out to your community where you live and say, how can I help? How do I get involved? How do I bring my skills to whatever it is that you're doing?
We need more people
Yeah.
getting involved.
Do
Because by
it.
jumping in, she means drowning.
Do it.
Up to here, please, please jump in. The water's fine.
Stand on my head. I'm fine. Get in
Come
there.
play with us.
Keep each other afloat.
But please, we're all in it together.
Yeah.
It
We are.
really, we are stronger together. We're all in it together. We need all of you to join us. And it doesn't matter where you engage. Pick the piece that you're passionate about. Find something you love and get involved.
Yeah.
It matters. Like it really, really does. So
Hank, what's
come play with us.
Yeah, right. Hank, what's coming up on lunch break?
It's Tuesday,
So what does that mean?
so we're playing. Where did they get that name from?
Tune in, lemonadio.com, Roku TV, Alexa, play Lemonadio Radio. Make sure you download the skill. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, no, right? Listening. Oh, I can shut you off on the radio side. Bye, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Hank's coming up.